Hey everyone. I just wanted to give an update on what's been going on so far. I actually went to the doctors, like I said, and I have to admit, after the appointment, I'm a tad bit disappointed. And I'm not trying to sound ungrateful about what's been going on, but the fact is, when I went there, they pretty much did exactly what the ER has been doing when I had to go to the ER. So that was really a big disappointment for me. So basically, what they did was first off, they took X-rays, which I've already had done several times. But I mean, they would have taken the X-rays that I had already gotten from the ER, but I really didn't think about whether or not I was going to need those, so I didn't go to the ER and get them out. So to a certain extent, I can understand them wanting to do to do X-rays again. But I knew that it wasn't really going to produce any kind of results whatsoever because I know it's not a broken bone of any kind or a dislocated shoulder or anything like that. So I knew that wasn't really going to show anything new. They also did a physical examination of my shoulder, moving it this way and that way, seeing my limitations and how far I can lift, which, it's about as far as I can lift it as of right now. Beyond that, it's between pain and just it won't go any further. So, but that's what they did, and through that they said that they thought it was a frozen shoulder, and that's what they diagnosed it as. But the only problem is they said they think the thing I think I still need is an MRI to really probe in and see what's going on to make sure there's nothing else with it. I don't doubt the fact about a frozen shoulder due to the limited mobility and whatnot, but I'm just concerned that it seems like everywhere I go, it's like they avoid at all costs to do MRIs, and I don't want to think that way, but sometimes it makes me think like maybe because I'm low income that they don't want to do that. It's like because of the cost of it, even though through the organization that I'm working with, they're getting paid for it. So it's just a bit concerning and whatnot. I'm trying to keep hope though, and trying to have faith that these doctors are going to lead me in the right direction. But they didn't at first. They didn't prescribe any kind of medications for this or any. There's is not. They're not going to. They're not suggesting surgery or anything. Their first right now is trying to have me do physical therapy. So that's going to be a new thing for me. I've never had to do physical therapy before. I'm just hoping that besides getting the mobility in my arm back, which will be great, like you said, I guess it shows you, it's like, that's hard to work like that. And, it'd be great to have that mobility back, but I'm hoping and desperately hoping that it addresses the issue of the pain I've been having. Because without the medication I'm taking, it's still intense. It is deep. I don't even know how to describe the pain. How much it debilitates me. I mean, I just can't function with it. And I tried telling them that I was like, I got a limited supply of pain. Is there anything we're going to prescribe for the pain itself? And unfortunately, this guy will not prescribe the kind of medication that I'm taking right now. I don't know why that is, but it is. He won't do it. So I'm just wondering what am I going to have to do when those pain medications run out, which I've been kind of stretching them out, trying to take them like mainly at night when I need to sleep, because at that particular time is when it hurts the worst, and as a result, I can't get a good night's sleep. And you know what happens if you don't get a good night's sleep? It pretty much ruins the whole next day for you. It's like you can't function properly. So I've been trying to stretch that out and make it last as long as it can, but I can only stretch it out so much. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. That's going to be an issue I'm going to have to address pretty much later on this week. So But when I got home, I called around and got a physical therapist here, so I'll at least be able to take care of that. I got an appointment for next Tuesday, so that's going to be fun. I have a feeling that it's going to be kind of painful because obviously the whole point is, you're going to want to stretch it in ways to loosen that area up, and it's going to be going beyond what I would do on my own because of the fear of the pain and the fact that it doesn't feel right when I try to lift it up to a certain extent, and it's like my arm tries to force it back down. So it's going to be a fun one, but at least I've gotten that now. He did prescribe me one thing, and I don't know if it's going to do any good. It's a kind of medication to help with inflammation in this area. It's only for 5 days, so I don't know how much good it's going to do and whatnot. And unfortunately, the next scheduled appointment for them is in October, which is 2 months away. It's just like that's just too long. So I don't know what I'm gonna do if things don't go well. I guess I'll have to call them up and make another appointment for sooner. I don't know. But that's the situation I'm in right now. So we're going to move on to the next step, which I will try to do these videos for updates along the way to keep everyone informed about what my progress is. After all, those who helped out definitely deserve that information and know where their money went to. So, yeah, fun. Nice drive to Smithfield. I I just wish I felt like it accomplished more than what it did. Um, there is one other thing that I want to discuss. Um, it's something I have attempted to do before this day, but the fact is, I am trying to get back to doing delivering right now. The problem is with the medications that I take for the pain are not really good with driving because of the way it makes you feel. It does make you a tad bit drowsy, so this is dangerous, but unfortunately, I got no other choice. At some point the bills are going to come calling, and they're not going to take the excuse of, well, I was in pain, I couldn't go work, doctor's orders and medication. They're not going to give a damn about that. They just want their money. And to a certain extent, I have talked with some of my bills and been able to defer payments, but still, I mean, like rent, for instance, there is no deferment for rent. You don't, as far as I know, at least to my knowledge. So I am now starting to take the chance of going out and doing deliveries. And so far, I will say I'm making it through the night, but it is a struggle. It is a hard struggle right now because of the, I mean, with the medication, while it's not painful, it's still quite uncomfortable. I've always felt like there was something like wrapped around my bicep, cutting off blood flow to the rest of my arm. It's always felt like that since this whole thing started. So I don't know what that's all about. But it just, it's hard to explain what my arm feels like. And what makes it harder is that with the orders that I take, sometimes they're pretty big orders, and you should require two arms, and I can't really do that right now. So it's a struggle in that aspect. But I am trying to get back to work because I don't want to do another GoFundMe saying, "Hey, help me out with my bills, please." I'm trying not to be that person. I'm trying to do things on my own. The whole aspect of going to the doctors was bad enough. I feel bad about doing that, for asking for money for that. It's been a stigma for me for a long time, and it goes a long way back into family and all that mess. And it's kind of made me, I don't want to say PTSD about asking for money, for asking for help, period. But, it's just that people have in the past made me feel like I was trying to take advantage of people when all I needed was help. And as a result, I'm sort of hesitant to do so. And that's why I'm stubborn sometimes and I push myself beyond my limits. And I'm hoping I'm not doing that with this, trying to get back in the swing of working again. But I'm not I'm not trying to ask for more money from people. People have done a lot for me, and I am grateful for those who have helped. And through the actual donating of money and helping spreading the word and telling people about my situation and everything. And I'm trying not to step on toes and not go any further. I feel that it would be asking for too much for me to go, hey, yo, I'm behind on my bills. Can you help with that? You know, at some point you got to do things on your own, and that's I believe, and I put this motto in a while back that you do what you got to do to make it, and that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm I'm hoping I'm not making a huge mistake in doing so, because I know there are people out there that'll see this and go, you shouldn't be driving with the kind of medications you're taking, because the way they can make you drowsy and whatnot. That's dangerous, but I don't have any other choice. I mean, I don't have family that's close by that can help out with this situation, or at least close by that are willing to help anyways. I don't, and the family I do have that could potentially help, I don't really feel, I feel like uncomfortable trying to go and ask them for help, any more help than what they have done for me. So I'm just hoping that's not a mistake on my part, because I don't want this to cause any issues like getting anyone hurt, anyone else besides myself getting hurt for this because of me going out there and making deliveries at night. But like I said, I got to do what I got to do, and I'm trying to make the money, trying to pay those bills. I'm already behind. So I'm starting off, I'm not a good foot. So, but I just want to let y'all know what was going on, and keep y'all informed. And I do this through typing, but as much as I love to write, I'm sure you see my posts, and like you can tell I'm a writer by heart when I type a post, because like everything comes out of my mind, and it's like pages long. And right now, while I love writing, it's hard to do right now. To keep my arm in the position to type on the keyboard is at best uncomfortable, at worst painful. So I'm gonna try to do these videos as this progresses and keep everyone informed. So if anyone has any suggestions on what to do next, um, any advice, just be respectful with it when you do so. Because I know there are some people out there and that say I shouldn't be doing delivering. I mean, not because of this and necessarily, but because of the fact that it doesn't provide any benefits, or it's very what's the word I'm looking for? Unreliable. And in the sense that it's not like every day I can make the same amount of money guaranteed. It's a hustle. You have to go out there. You have to get what orders you can, make the money you can, and then you know up to this point, I do make good money. It's not like, it's just unfortunately my bills counteract the good money I make. I owe so much money right now, especially with car payments and stuff like that. It's just it's only breaking even at best, a little under the water at worst. But at the moment, it's the only job, and I say job loosely because it's not a traditional job. Obviously, it's gig work, but it's the only thing that I've been able to do that makes this kind of money. Plus, to be able to cash it out every day, I can make $200 in one day and then cash it out, even though they charge you for cashing it out early, but you still get it out early. And I can put it for a bill right that day. And with most jobs, you can't do that. It's like you get paid, most jobs do it every other week. While there's a few that out there that do it weekly, and there are some that do now do it where you can cash out daily. But I don't know if you get charged for that, like fees or whatnot with that. But the point is, those jobs, unfortunately, I haven't found something that pays enough to do it, or even comes close to it, so I can at least do the driving, part time. So, but it's the best I can do right now, job wise. But if anyone has any suggestions on how to do something better, I'm all ears. While, while, you know, I do love the fact that I can do this job. It gives me a lot of freedom, but there are some serious downsides to it. And at some point, I do want to phase it out. Just like when I used to do delivery for pizza places like Domino's, it's just like after a while, I just wanted to phase it out because ultimately, what I want to do is build a business based off of my creative work and go that way. So then I'm totally free of all this. But unfortunately, between having to write a book and having to find the right way, path to go to do my creative stuff. I mean, I'm doing stuff on YouTube, but it's at the moment until I get a certain amount of subscribers, you don't make money off of that. I'd love it if I could make money off of my video work, but right now that's not in the cards. But I'm going off on a tangent here. Point is, if anyone does have any advice and respectful advice or any suggestions on what to do next concerning this, as well as the medical situation, just let me know. I'll try to take in any suggestions anyone has or any advice anyone has and take it to heart. I can't guarantee I'll follow it. It may not be the right path for me. Understand it's not to be disrespectful to anyone, but obviously in the end I'm going to obviously have to make the decision on what's right for me. So anyways, just wanted to keep y'all updated, and hopefully next week I'll have some better news and I'll tell you about my lovely first time at physical therapy. Anyone got any stories about physical therapy? I'd love to hear about that. Or frozen soldier. Frozen soldier. What the heck was that? Frozen shoulder stories. Let me know. So, all right. Thank y'all for y'all's time. Hope everyone's having a great day, and I'll catch you on the next one. And for those of you, once again, and I've said it before, I know, but I'll say it again. Thank you very much for everything you've done. You'll never know how much it meant to me. Some days I feel like I'm all alone out in this world, but it's moments like these that I realize there are people that have got my back. So you know who you are, and you will forever stay in my heart. So, all right, catch you later.